animals captive in public places such as zoos, aquariums, and amusement parks had been long touted to be a beneficial and educational activity. Zoo animals are big, exotic, and fun to watch. However, a zoo is not the natural habitat of these animals. There will be some problems that need attention regarding zookeeping.
So what are the hazards of keeping animals in a zoo? Zoos are establishments wherein wild animals or even domesticated animals are held captive. Most of the time, people see it as a way to save and take care of animals. Animals are given intensive care inside the zoo. However, if one look at it from another perspective, a zoo is a prison for the animals. These creatures are being put behind bars for the public to see. Although it's educational and the money can be used to fund the betterment of the animals, there are still hazards that needs to be given attention to. Animals are meant to roam free in their natural habitat and supposed to be not for show and tell. There are some risks to be addressed when an animal is put in display behind cages.
One of the hazards is the health issues of the animals being held captive. The stress that an animal goes through when a lot of people watch them is already harmful. Like people, animals can feel tired too after being put on a show.
Other than stress, animals can get sick due to the lack of exercise. Because of small cages, animals, especially huge ones like elephants, bears, and lions, are having a hard time to roam around or run. Wooden medication is not the only thing necessary for an animal to live a healthy life. They also need a lot of space to run and around to get enough exercise.
Another hazard is the lack of development of animalistic instincts. For example, lions wouldn't know how to hunt since food is always given to them inside a zoo. Some might ask, what would be the purpose of zoo-kept lions learning how to hunt when they'll be inside a cage for the rest of their lives? That is exactly the problem as well. There's a difference between taking good care of animals and then setting them free and taking care of animals and then keeping them inside a cage for their entire life.
Are there any laws to prevent these hazards? The General Anti-Cruelty and the Duty of Care provisions in Section 6 of the Animal Welfare Act of 1998 apply to this category of animals. It is noted that the October 2013 amendments to the Animal Welfare Act of 1998 include an explanation of animal welfare as pertaining to the physical and psychological well-being of animals, and including the avoidance of abuse, maltreatment, cruelty, and exploitation by humans by maintaining appropriate standards and the assurance of freedom from fear, distress, harassment, and unnecessary discomfort and pain, and allowing animals to express normal behavior.
Section 2 of the Act requires that certificates of registrations are obtained by anyone involved with specified uses of animals, including in corrals, stud farms, and zoos. And such certificates will only be issued upon proof and on condition that the facilities will not be used for, nor will they cause pain and suffering for the animals. What should we do to improve? Having a facility such as a zoo, there should be a couple of rules to be followed in order to maintain the area. These rules or standard operating procedures should be followed for the betterment of the animals and also the people who are visiting the said place. Here are a couple of advices to make sure that animals are treated well inside their unnatural environment.
Huge cages for huge animals. That's the first thing that should happen. If a zoo is planning to keep an elephant for the crowd to see and also use it as an income material, they might as well give it a nice, big cage to roam around.
Secondly, people must follow the zoo's standard operating procedure. It's very hard to exaggerate this enough for zoocommers to understand. Rules are there for a reason, and that reason is to follow them to make sure that everything runs smoothly. For example, if there's a sign that says no flash is allowed, then everybody should follow it.
Thirdly, a cage must be engineered in a way that the animal will be as cozy in it as possible. Each cage must be specifically designed for the animal to be kept in it.
Another thing that should be kept in mind is that animals are not meant to stay inside the cage for the rest of their life. Yes, a zoo does take care of them, but they should also learn to let them go and let them free to live their own lives. Lastly, people must put their attention in the environment as well. They say that zoos are meant to be good because it provides intensive care for the animals and a decent shelter for them to live in. However, the actual cause of these animals to be homeless and endangered is the destruction of their environment. People must understand that in order to solve an effect, they should trace its cause and tackle it. Prevention is always better than cure, so it's better to take care of the environment first to stop animals from getting harmed or furthermore endangered.